Hey crafters, welcome to my first episode of Craft Cocktails, the Private Reserve Collection. Before we get started, I just wanted to remind you that by interacting with this YouTube channel and my Instagram feed, it allows me to do so much more, and I promise that I'll comment, reply, and interact with each of you. So be sure to subscribe, comment, and hit that notification button. So without any further ado, let's get started with my first episode of Craft Cocktails, the Private Reserve Collection. Enjoy. I don't know if you're nervous, but I'm completely nervous. So let's pour our first cocktail. My first guest can be found creating content for All to New, Pink Fresh Studio, Ellen Hudson, and Simon Says Stamp, and can be found at Ashley_crafts on Instagram. Please welcome Ashley Cornell. Hi, Ashley.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you. Welcome to my first show. Are you as nervous as I am?
Yes.
Have you ever done anything like this before?
Never.
No. Neither have I. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like I can do this, but I am just a little bit nervous. I was telling Ashley that this is my own producer. I've got to be my own DJ, my own cameraman, and I've got to be my own host all at the same time. But we can do this, right?
Yes. You wear a lot of hats. I'm just going to answer the questions.
Well, it means so much that you would be even interested in doing this for me. The hope of this was for me to show the people that are making all of these amazing creations. And we hear voices and we see hands gluing paper to cards, but we don't necessarily get to know the people. So my hope today is to get to know you just a little bit better. So thanks so much for joining me. So tell me about where you're from. Where am I reaching out to you?
I currently live in Norwood, which is a suburb of Boston. It's about maybe like a 20-minute drive there.
Got it. And what is your life in Boston?
Oh, I live with my fiance and our two kids. Zoe is 6 and Corey is 3. And yeah, right now it's kind of just we're just hanging out at home a lot. You might hear them like in the background somewhere.
That's okay.
I'm hoping they don't just like barge in. I told Rich, I was like, keep them downstairs.
So how do you create your video content with the schedule of being a mom? What is that like?
So I do a lot of, when I film my videos, my kids are always in the room with me. Like if you've ever seen a video that I'm filming, my kids are running around rampant somewhere. I do voiceovers, which is imperative for me because otherwise you would just hear my kids running around. But it's a lot of work. A lot of times a video, you see it and it's 9 minutes, but it took almost 2 hours to, film. And there's like lots of different like takes that I do for certain things, or if you have to let something dry or, whatever. So it's very busy, but it's rewarding at the end when it all comes together, but it always looks so fast. I love when I like speed up like ink blending and I'm like, look how fast that looks. I feel like it was not that
You're
fast.
like, it did not. I will say that's been the hardest part of starting this YouTube channel. I still haven't produced a maker video yet because I just don't have the process down. So what is your process? How do you go through the flow? My hope is that when people like me who are just starting out are figuring this whole thing out, how did you find your flow on making video content?
I think the more that you do it, the more you learn, and you learn what you're comfortable with. A lot of the times I will just sit down and I just try to get all the product that I think that I will need within arm's reach. And that way I have options. And like you said, a lot of it is editing too. So you can always edit out a part. There's a lot of times where something didn't work for me, so I just take it out and pretend like it never happened. But it's really just a lot of trial and error, which is true with a lot of crafting, I think.
Got it. How did you get invited, and who was the person that invited you the first time to do sort of design work?
My first ever design team was company called Craft and Desert Divas, and I don't think that she's in business any longer, unfortunately, but she had a design team call for her digital stamps, and I reached out and I applied, and then she actually invited me to come onto the team for the physical stamps, and that's sort of where I got all of my design team experience from. And it's, just it's hard working hard and meeting the right people and becoming familiar with different brands is how, you grow and you get to where I am now, which is just crazy. Or I got to where I am now, which is crazy.
Got it. How did you get where you are? What got you into card making in the first place?
My friend Jen Raza, who is the co-founder of Altenew, we met at a mutual friend's birthday party, and we hit it off really well. And our husbands hit it off really well, so we ended up just being friends. And we were talking about what we do, and she said, I create stamps. She's also a music teacher, but she said, I design stamps. And I thought she meant postage stamps. So I was like, that's weird. Like, okay. So then she told me, no, it's like craft stamps. And so I didn't understand. And I did like creative planning, like happy planner stuff and things like that. And she was like, oh, you got to try cards. So she gave me this huge box of stamps and inks, and I just sort of fell into it. So
was Altenew
and I've been
already
really
a company at the time?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Was Altenew a company at the time? Had they had been around for a while?
Yes. So this was, I'm trying to think, maybe 3 years ago. So I think they just had their 6-year anniversary. So they were fairly new, but they were doing really well.
Got it. So when we are invited to be design team members, the companies do need us to have and propel their agenda, right? So for people who may wonder what happens when we get asked to be on design teams or to do influencing work, tell a little bit of what happens. Take us behind the curtain just a little bit. So they reach out to you. It could be Altenew. It could be the team at Ellen Hudson, Heidi, and of course Susan over at Simon Says Stamp. So they reach out, and what happens next in the process? Help people understand what we're up against.
So it's a little different in every company. Sometimes if you're invited to be on a team, they'll say, we want you on a team in this amount of time. So for this term, it's usually a 6-month term or something like that. And then when it's like that, you usually get to do the really fun thing, which is like you get to pick your favorite things from their shop, which is like a kid in a candy store. So you want to pick things, or I try to pick things that are staples that I know that I can use a lot, like their dies and, things that you would need for every card. And then from then on out, you get assignments. So I'm on mostly video teams. And so I get an assignment for, this is the day that you'll need your video to go live, but this is the day that you need it to go up. Like you need it to be uploaded to the channel, and you have to make sure that you link all the right stuff and that everything is like the content is what people have been asking for. A lot of times you'll have like, we want you to focus on watercoloring, or we want you to focus on our new release. And then other times it's more of like, we're inviting you to create a video for our channel. We're going to send you a stamp set from our new release and just do what you can, with that stamp set. So it's hard work. It sounds a lot of fun, and it is a lot of fun, but it's a lot of pressure, when you're like about to go on the Simon Says Stamp YouTube channel, and it's something that I've watched forever, and I'm like,
yes, I totally agree. And without naming any names at all, sometimes you're only given part and parcel of a set. And so to find the creative balance of like, well, if I only had the die cut, this would be a lot easier. Yeah. And sometimes it's just based on what they can send you. So when you are under pressure to design the content, it can be hard. But I think that you particularly, less me as I get into this, but more you because you do it as a job. It is one of those things where it is actually a little bit more pressure, especially producing the content in a timely matter against deadlines, which is crazy to me. And you have a full-time job of being a mom too. Let's not forget that. Yeah. What's it like to be a mom in 2020? Maybe think pre-quarantine, but what do you know for sure about being? What do you know for sure about being a mom in 2020?
There's a lot more resources and things out there right now than I think there was, obviously, like when my mom was raising me. I have met such a community of women, just through like Facebook pages and stuff, and even through crafting, people who have kids that are a similar age or have gone through similar experiences. So I think it's a great time right now. You have so much, at your fingertips. I can Google, not that I really recommend that, if your kid has like a rash, don't Google it. It's not a good idea. But just the other day, I mean, I know that we're in quarantine now, but I had a question about something, for my son, and I called the doctor, and she was like, let me just FaceTime you. And that was so great, because right now we can't go into the doctor's office. It's not very safe. And she was able to like look at it and kind of decide what we needed to do. And so that was great. I don't know that I could be a mom in any other
era
right now.
So you're well known for your watercoloring skills. It's just gorgeous. You sent me some images that you were particularly fond of, so I'll throw those up and let people know about them. Tell me about some of the cards that you sent and why.
It's so funny that you say that, because I was I was talking to Rich before I came on, and he was like, "Oh, we're going through a couple of questions," and he was like, your watercoloring is really great," and I was like, I don't know why he put that in there. I don't know that, like, I don't see myself. I don't know. I try really hard, and I'm so like happy that you said something like that, but I don't know. It's hard to see yourself in any type of light like that, isn't it? Sometimes, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
I really love using different kinds of mediums, and watercolor is something that I've really focused on a lot, because it changes if you do the pans watercolors or liquid watercolors or tube watercolors. They're so different. So learning watercolors in general has taken a lot of my time, because there's so many different like mediums within the medium. I feel like Copic markers, it's pretty much like throughout. Any alcohol markers are very similar, but lots of different types of watercolors, require different types of paper, or you have to mix it with more water or less water depending on. And so it's something that I've really tried to focus on, and I think that watercoloring is a particular reason why at least some of the design teams that I've been on have invited me. And so it's great to be recognized for any type of, like a skill that I've sort of honed in on and tried to get better at. So that's awesome.
That is awesome. And I do think that you're great at it. I was showing your Instagram feed as you were talking, and it's just so ironic of what we think of ourselves versus the reality. So we've only got a few minutes left, but one of the things that makes craft cocktails fun is that we always play some type of parlor game or game that we used to play in high school, or maybe a game that you see on a popular TV show like Ellen. So I thought maybe we could play a game. Does that sound good?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. I have no idea if it's going to be good, because frankly, it's here's the DJ and technical part of it, but let's do it, shall we? So Ashley, we're going to play the list. So here we go. Awesome. All right, so here's how the list works. It's really simple. All you have to do is I'm going to put a timer clock up of 15 seconds, and you are going to have to successfully make a list of the topics that I give you. So here's the thing, though. After you make your first list, and let's say you get 4 in round 1, in round 2, you've got to get 5, and we got to keep building from there. Does that sound good? For you to be considered the official list maker. All right.
No pressure.
Hey, no pressure. I say this is going to go well. All right. So let's go ahead and put 15 seconds up on the clock. So Ashley, for your first list as many car brands as you can, starting now.
Toyota, Hyundai, Honda, Kia, Ferrari, Maybach, BMW, Lexus.
There you go. That was awesome. You got 8.
I didn't know I knew that many coffee brands.
You just
My
like
window's open and I'm like looking up.
you like went through them. I hope that you can find 9 of something else. But I mean, that's what the game is,
I didn't
right?
strategize this well. That was not a good strategy.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get the clock back up one more time. And go for round 2. All right. For round 2, Ashley, list out as many candy brands as you can. On your mark, get set, go.
Hershey's, Nestle, Twix, Milky Way, Three Musketeers, Reese's, Skittles, M&M's. Oh no, Reese's.
Yeah? You did
Taffy.
it. You did it. No. You got to 9. Good.
Yeah.
See, you're getting the hang of this, which is good. So we're ready to go to round.
I got really into it. I put my phone down.
We're going into round 3. Here's the clock again. Ashley, you have to name 10 female music performers. Go.
Beyonce, Sia, Lady Gaga, Adele, Rihanna, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Dionne Warwick, Nora Jones. Where are these people coming from?
9 for 9. Ashley, you did such a good job, though. You basically tied yourself. How about that?
Okay, that's fine. I'll be like an average, like maybe not a list master, just like a list novice.
I thought that you did great. So, Ashley, where can people find you?
You can find my YouTube channel and my Instagram and my blog all at Ashley Crafts. Instagram is _Ashley_crafts. Everywhere else is just Ashley Crafts.
Awesome. And is there any closing arguments that you'd like to say for your first episode of the Grand? I don't even know the name of my own show. So, Ashley, is there anything that you would like to close out with?
I am just so happy that you invited me to be here. Thank you so much. I had so much fun, and I hope that you'll have me back.
Well, I will, and the production value will be that much better in the future. Hey,
I thought it was great.
As you know, I proudly support Dudes That Craft Too, #DudesCraft2, and I would love for everybody to check out Andy Granick. I will throw up his slide here. I would love for you to support him where you can. Ashley, thank you so much for being my first guest. I appreciate it. Have a great afternoon.
You
Bye,
too.
Ashley. Well, everybody, that's it. That was my first episode of Craft Cocktails, the Private Reserve collection. Such an honor to have Ashley. Of course, you can check her out via her Instagram channel. I'll put it back up on the screen for everybody to see. Thanks so much for joining us. And until next time, let's keep doing this. Come back and we'll have more interviews in the future. Thanks, everybody.